Welcome to another edition of not Smart Chat from the Bleacher Sports Show. It's me, your buddy, old pal, and talking some New York Met baseball here. According to numerous reports, John Heyman, Major League Baseball insider here, he's saying that the Mets are. And the Mets had high expectations. I don't know if everyone had the same expectations that the Mets did and Brody Van Wagenen, but nonetheless, the Mets had high expectations coming into the season with Diaz, Jed Lowry, Robinson Cano, re-signing Familia, all these types of moves. Ramos, they thought that they had a chance to compete. And they're about 7 or 8 games now from the wild card. And they're rumored, with the trade deadline coming up, to be sellers. But they're not fully, or they don't think that they need a big overhaul, like a full-on rebuild mode. The terminology used actually in the article is where he said that that the team doesn't believe it can do a total rebuild. Who's going to be going? Guys like maybe Zach Wheeler, Jason Vargas. What can you get for Zach Wheeler now that he's injured? Jason Vargas. There's also talk about Syndergaard. I don't think the Mets would trade part ways with a Syndergaard. But other guys that year, Todd Frazier, Echeverria, Lagares, these type of guys that the Mets would sell off and trade. Basically, I guess your rental type of players. So intact. You would keep your DeGrom, your Conforto, Alonso, McNeil. So that they would keep these type of guys. And honestly, look, with the Mets, just as a general thought here, if the Mets, coming off recently, if they would have won 2 out of 3 in San Francisco, the recent series here that they had, the Mets in general would be in a better mindset in and out of the clubhouse. Take this into consideration too. Okay, for as lousy as the Mets have been this year, you have lost over 30 games this year, over 30, with a tie or lead after the 7th inning. 30. Over 30. You might argue that the team is not a bad team. It has a bad bullpen and poor decisions to not have outfield bench players. You have a lot of players playing out of position. You can't expect a first baseman like Dom Smith to handle left field regardless of how much of an athlete he is. So that said, I tell you, don't trade key pieces. Who knows what will happen. Trade a guy like Vargas for a reliever. And if necessary, trade Wheeler for relief and trade Ramos and get a catcher once and for all. And the Mets have just horrible luck. See what Travis and Jay Bruce, Travis d'Arnaud, that is, and Jay Bruce are doing after they get moved? And Met fans are tired of saying it every year. Am I saying the same thing that you Mets fans say every year? We're only a few short years ago is when you guys should have won that World Series. Lead in the 8th inning in 4 of the games. 4! Lead in the 8th in 4 of the games. So, if you guys did do it, you'd be okay. Did win it. And now, you might argue because you guys did not win, maybe a lot of fans are just bashing or finding reasons to bash this team. I hate this bullpen you guys have. If I was a Met fan, oh no, I would love your overall team, except that bullpen. Think about it too. I could make the argument for you guys too, as far as that bullpen. You probably never had a closer after Franco. Think of all the closers that you've brought in off of stellar years. Wagner, Rodriguez, I guess maybe was decent. Benitez, Diaz. The bullpen is your downer. You have a reigning Cy Young, potential batting title winner, rookie of the year, and potential home run leader. 4 starters from your farm system. You need McNeil to be in his right position, maybe bench Cano. Biggest haul you can get is maybe to trade a guy like Dom Smith for a stellar package, because he could maybe help a team at first. And he might just get lost here behind Alonso. But that's just I don't know what you Met fans. You guys either are just horrible luck, you're snake bit. But doing a complete haul and trading key pieces away, I don't think that would be the right move. Just don't. I just, how much more can you go with this core before you think to yourselves, well, you know what, maybe it's time to move on. But for now, I would not do anything, in trading away the big guys for the Mets. Hope all is well.